Back in the good old days is a phrase I hear occasionally from older folks in my community. It fascinates me, as it implies that the old ways are better than the new. Why is this important? Well, in terms of education, our school systems have multiple issues, seemingly as if to keep kids busy with endless facts, dates, and formulas, we forget every consecutive year. Meanwhile, humanity's consumer-based mindset is furthering the greatest environmental crisis of all time, yet is barely even mentioned in our schools. On the other hand, the old ways of education, such as in pre-industrial times and in native communities, taught and kept people living sustainably with the earth for thousands upon thousands of years. If this nation is to be self-sustaining and thriving for generations past one's own, then new education must lose the keep kids busy idea and begin taking inspiration from methods that have succeeded for millennia. I am not saying to radically return to these times. That is simply not possible. I am instead saying that bits of inspiration can be taken from a broad range of ideas to regain the success of our own curriculum. Such an idea can include natural immersion. For example, you or your kids have probably attended outdoor education or science school. This is typically a week-long field trip into a natural setting where kids learn about the environment through direct experience. For most people I've talked to, that experience was extremely positive, myself included. According to naturalstart.org, quote, nature-based settings have a connection and a similarity in their work. The centrality of relationships, both to the land and to the people around you, the respectful acknowledgement of the role of the natural world in human development, and the view of the youth as confident, capable, and curious. Nature-based settings not only improve students' mental health, but allow them an invaluable connection with nature. Currently, there is an extreme disconnect between our society's consumer and source, and it is essential for my generation to recognize that this planet is not infinite. There cannot be limitless consumption, and that our trash does not magically disappear. Issues such as overconsumption, overpopulation, the sixth mass extinction, and the climate crisis must be taught and discussed broadly. Only then can my generation feel knowledgeable in the challenges we are inheriting. These nature-based sessions will be most effective if incorporated throughout the school year, ranging from an hour a week to several days a month. For schools that are unable to access a natural environment, we can bring the world to them through naturalists, speakers, and virtual learning. What is the point of all this effort? Above all, expanding natural immersion is essential to building a respectful, capable, and compassionate generation that is prepared to tackle the environmental crisis. After all, why should anyone care about the natural world without experiencing the beauty and impact of it firsthand? That is the first step in ensuring a meaningful education for all. Are you aware that Connecticut and New Jersey remain the only two states to require a climate curriculum in their public schools? This curriculum is named Next Generation Science Standards and is voluntarily used in only 20 states. This means that there is no guarantee for climate change to even be mentioned in schools, let alone taught accurately and comprehensively. An article by earthday.org describes NGSS as emphasizing cognitive learning and outcomes while disregarding the more process-oriented aspects of learning. Instead, the article claims, education on the climate crisis requires much more than a banking model of education to ensure students are civically engaged and can take individual and collective action. In other words, education on the climate crisis must be hands-on and action-based so as to sufficiently prepare students with the knowledge and thinking skills needed to innovate solutions of their own. In summary, to ensure a thriving nation for future generations, education must lose the idea of busy work and regain its original purposes, to sufficiently prepare students for a meaningful life and to connect them to the world that supports their existence. With the environmental crisis as an imminent threat, it is essential for all humans to understand and respect the world that gives them life, just as it was for thousands of years. Future generations depend upon our ability to not look to the future or to new, improved methods, but rather to the past, to the old ways, models and methods of education that have succeeded for millennia.